Attempts by right-wing media to whitewash the Capitol insurrection reached a new low last night when Fox News host Tucker Carlson tried to smear Capitol Police Officer Harry Dunn, who's set to be one of the very first witnesses to testify before the Select Committee next week.
Dunn will pretend to speak for the country's law enforcement community. But it turns out Dunn has very little in common with your average cop. Dunn is an angry left-wing political activist whose social media feeds are full of praise, not coincidentally, for Nancy Pelosi.
Backlash to those comments was swift, as it should be. In a statement, attorneys for Harry Dunn said, "Tonight, Fox News allowed its host, Tucker Carlson, who has not served a day in uniform, whether military or law enforcement, to criticize the heroism and service of African-American U.S. Capitol Police Officer Harry Dunn. Officer Dunn, who would lay down his life to protect a member of Congress, regardless of being a Republican or Democrat, will testify next Tuesday before the House Select Committee investigating the events of the insurrection. Frankly, the last thing Carlson wants is for the truth to emerge of what happened that day and why." Joining us now, the attorney for Capitol Police Officer Harry Dunn, Mark Zaid, and my friend Michael Steele, a former chairman of the RNC and an MSNBC political analyst. Mark, first, let me play, before we talk, let me play for you something that Harry Dunn said to our colleague Joy Reid back in April.
The battle, I guess, was just different. Like everybody, we fought physical fights and we were emotionally tested. But to have racism rear its ugly head in there, that while the fight was happening, I didn't process it while it was happening. So once it's all over and you're attempting to put together in your mind what happened, you're faced with, wow, we really were called the N-word. Like, it's a different battle. It's a lot more to unpack than just, the actual physical trauma we endured.
You know, Mark, that police officer put his life on the line that day for every member of Congress and, frankly, even for their staff, including Tucker Carlson's son. Talk about where he is today in terms of dealing with what he had to encounter that day and how strongly he feels about the way Tucker Carlson said it, that he somehow was not an average cop and that somehow he wasn't like other police officers. Speak to that.
Thank you, Senator. Yeah, I can tell you that Tucker Carlson, Officer Dunn, will be speaking for the other officers who were there that day as sharing a common experience. And that common experience is that they almost lost their lives at the hands of insurrectionists. And they couldn't care less whether they were Democrats or Republicans who were attacking them or who they were protecting, as we said in our statement. You know, they suffered a lot physically, some more than others. Mentally, a lot of them are suffering. There's a lot of PTSD. And, you know, in law enforcement, very often, these folks, they don't say much about this afterwards. It's not a coincidence that in the, 7 months almost that since January 6th happened, there's only been, you can count on one hand, the number of police officers who have publicly spoken out because they take their pain internally. And there is a lot of pain. And that statement last night, all it did was revive and sort of re-energize with, nice stab wounds to it, that pain. And I'll tell you one thing, because this is not coincidental and this is something new. Harry's been out there through my arrangements to make sure that he didn't violate anything of the Capitol Police in the sense that he could speak. He's been out there for 5 months now speaking. It was not until last night, after Tucker Carlson made that despicable monologue, that he started receiving the most vile hate messages, racist attacks through social media. It is not a coincidence that those attacks started after Tucker Carlson made his comments. And I attribute those directly to Carlson, just like when I experienced death threats when I was representing the IC whistleblower during the first impeachment hearings. those death threats started after right-wing social media and talking heads like Carlson started speaking out and naming us publicly.